Hello. So here I am doing another one of these. I'm going to try to keep it short. I kind of like the shorter videos I've been doing lately, like 10 minutes or whatever. You can see behind me I've got some new shelving. I've seen a few people on YouTube with their comics kind of out like this, and I really like that, and it saves me some space as far as boxes and things go. So I kind of have the new stuff I'm following this year, and then some back issues down here, and I'm really liking that system. I think it was Beardo's got it all laid out like that. Who else? Saw a couple of people yesterday too. I think Howler Mouse has got like a shelf with some books like that, and I know Ghost Critic has some stuff up there too. So yeah, that's what I did. So that's that. Yesterday in Winnipeg, it was the comic convention. Well, it's all this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Sunday right now. Last day of it is going on today. But I went with my son yesterday, and we picked up a few things. Started reading some things. I always go to the Artist Alley that's there. They have a bunch of local people, and then they have some, that's where they do the signings, like George Perez was there, and they have all the celebrities and stuff too. I don't go for that sort of thing, but I love going up and down the artists row there to see who's got what. And I picked up something, actually just picked up a frame for it today as well, by a woman named Lisa Jorgensen. She's got a website, prairiepariah.com, prairiepariah.com. She does like illustration and design and things like that. And she had some silkscreen prints. There was 3 of them, 3 different ones, for $20 a piece. And I was just blown away by this one. The other 2 were great as well, but I only wanted one, so this is what I picked up from her. Really nice. I don't know where the glare is probably coming from there, but hopefully you can see that. Maybe move it in a little closer. So she numbered them and signed them on the back, so this is number 4 of 20, which is pretty great. And yeah, I just think it's beautiful, and I love these glass floating frames. I've got a few things, you can't see them, but they're up on the wall there, various prints and things that I've bought in the past. So that was pretty cool to support some local talent. Yeah, and I'll just kind of show you quickly what we ended up finding. I'm kind of really into... I finished reading Frank Miller's run on Daredevil, most of it anyways, what I could find in single issues. And I loved it, and he's just one of those guys that kind of keeps coming back. So I saw this Comics Journal, number 77 for $5. And has some Frank Miller stuff. I think they're talking about, I believe, I just flipped through it, and they're talking about like censorship in comics and things, so that should be kind of cool to read. As you saw from previous videos, Comics Journal is it can be kind of hit and miss, but I do enjoy reading info from artists and stuff, so that'll be very cool. My son and I are reading, I inherited my brother's comics. He lives in China, and I went to his storage space with a friend of his, and we salvaged a bunch of stuff from there because he was going to come this summer to kind of deal with it all. So I've got a bunch of his comics, and he has quite a lot of Spider-Man. That was his big thing. I was never into Spider-Man. So my son and I have started reading Amazing Spider-Man, and we filled in a bunch of gaps, and there was just some more. We started, I think, number 141. I think we're on like issue 149. It's just the Gwen Stacy clone kind of era there, and the Jackal and things. And surprisingly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving the art. I'm loving the layouts and the poses and stuff. And the story is actually not bad. And my son is kind of into it as well. He's getting a kick out of it. We read one issue, I think it was number 146, and then we went to 147. And in between those, it said that there was a giant-sized Spider-Man and the Man-Thing special. So number 5. So we managed to find that, and we read that last night, and it's pretty good. It's Man-Thing is somebody I'd really like to pick up those issues and check that out. And Jaden said, he really reminds me of Swamp Thing, which of course everybody knows the tale. They were kind of both created at the same time, and there was maybe a little back and forth as far as what one company was creating, and they kind of maybe through like artists and writers, they almost built up very similar characters right at the same time. Yeah, and then we picked up some single issues of The Amazing Spider-Man. This one had the Jackal in it, and there was reference to it in some of the comics as well. So that's number 140, so I grabbed that. So we'll go back in time and read that one as well. And then 151 with kind of a recreation-ish of, I think it was a Ditko cover where he was kind of all caved in and surrounded by water and things. So yeah, that was that. 152. 153, I'll angle it like this. Hopefully that cuts out a lot of the glare there. 154. And 155. And then finally number 156. So the thing with this, we walked around quite a bit and hunted for just kind of who had the best deals, and looked at a lot of tables just to see who was selling what for what price. And there was one table we found that it turned out, I didn't realize it at the time, but it turned out I got kind of 50% off all the sales. So I bought like 120 bucks worth of books, or 110 bucks worth of books for like 60 bucks-ish, you know. So it was roughly 50% off. And that's where most of those came from, and they're all in really great condition. But you know, it's one of those things. I realize that some of these back issues are a little more pricey and all that. But you know, when you're looking at a comic, when I'm looking at a comic that's like 30 bucks for an issue, it's like, that's pretty steep. 15 is still reasonable. I mean, at the end of the day, it's stuff that my son and I are enjoying together, so it's kind of worth it. And I realize that there's going to be that kind of thing at a comic convention. Obviously, if I could find them cheaper in town, lower grades, I would have bought them. But with a lot of these ones, it's really, I'm having a hard time finding stuff. So it was great. And then I actually found a bunch at the end too, but I missed out. I was going to go get some more money. As soon as I walked to the table, there was a guy picking out and pulling out the issues because they had them for fairly cheap at this one small table. Picked up some more Miracle Man. So number 6. Number 8. And then number 10. So right now I've got numbers 1 to 4 and the 3D special plus these 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about that. I'm kind of bummed out that I missed on the other ones because, like I said, the other ones that I saw, they had them for fairly cheap. Whereas the table I got these from, they even had the number 1 CGC'd at like 9.6, I think, and that was selling for a couple $100 or whatever it was. And they had some really high grade copies there that were I just wasn't willing to pay that much for everything that I bought at the convention. So I'm pretty excited about those. Obviously now I've just got to find the rest, and then I can keep reading them. I don't want to skip around, but I think you've heard me talk about them before, that I really love it. You know, Alan Moore is a great writer, and you can really see him working out some ideas in those. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then to kind of beef up my Doctor Strange, found a Marvel team-up, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And then I found some more of the 70s series, so number 16. Number 18. Number 19. And number 20. So I think that brings my run up now till like number 22. So expect these videos pretty soon. I started reading the Marvel premiere with Doctor Strange. There was a little bit of a run in there. I think it was like 6 or 8 issues. I can't remember. So I've read pretty much all of those, and I just wanted to kind of catch up. I'm only going to talk about this 70s series when I start doing those videos. So now that I'm finished the Marvel premiere, I can kind of dig into those. And maybe I'll do a video like once I've finished the first 5 and kind of give you a feel of how it is and what's going on and just my thoughts on it. Really excited to start it because I'm really loving. I read the reprints that I bought, and I think it was Doctor Strange Classics, a 4-issue series. And then, like I said, I read the Marvel Premiere, and I just flipping through these as I was rebagging and boarding stuff, I'm super excited about these, so that's going to be great. And then I picked up a couple of Batman that I needed to kind of fill in the gaps in like a 100-issue run or whatever. So there's number 534, Kelly Jones, and then 536 with a amazingly similar pose, you know, but whatever. I really like that cover a lot. That's a really good one. And then I'm collecting all the Kang the Conqueror storylines. So on Comic Vine, I just kind of searched for Kang and saw what issues he was in, and kind of put them down in a book and put down the dates. So I'm reading those in order as much as I can. I mean, obviously the first appearances and stuff, when I do find them, they're just out of this world pricey that I don't want to pick them up. But yeah, I've got a good chunk of them. I think it's all might be these ones right here. This whole section is all that. So I've started reading through those and really enjoying it. So there was another chunk of Avengers that has a Kang storyline in it. So this is 6 issues from 292 to 297 that I found for, I think, like $3 a pop or something, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm not as crazy about the covers on these and these style of art. It doesn't blow me away. It's passable. It's good. I mean, it'll be worth it just to read what they do with Kang in these ones too. So yeah, I just find him a really interesting character. I love his design. I mean, he really kind of got an impact from him when I was watching that Avengers cartoon, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, with my son, and there's a chunk of issues there that are with him, and I just found those were my favorites of the series so far. So yeah, so that's those. So that's the Comic-Con update. Probably going to do another video right after this, just with kind of reviews of stuff I've been reading lately. So I'll see you in a bit.